Okay, we're gonna be doing the review of the iPad Pro. From my perspective, I will give you my opinion about this machine. I work most of the time like in IT, and sometimes working with computers, logging into computers SSH. I build a website for WordPress. I work with my Shopify store, manage my eBay store, going to manage my social media. I need to create posts and put it on my website. And I just wanted to try because right now what I'm using is a Mac Pro 2016, and I wanted to transfer. I want to change to something smaller that I can be on the go and do the same thing that I do on my Mac Pro. I edit all my videos in Final Cut. I was thinking of the first time when I bought this iPad Pro was the first idea was to buy for video editing, but the only option we got here right now is Imovie. Imovie is not so powerful like Final Cut, and I cannot do all the things that I do over there, like the titles and the effects, all those things. And actually, so the first thing that I realized is this iPad is even powerful than a MacBook Pro. So for example, we run some benchmark here, we're gonna see the performance of this iPad. So let's run first the CPU benchmark. I think the only thing that Apple is missing here in this iPad is a mouse. We need a mouse in order to work better with like a normal computer, like a laptop. For me, we're spending like $1,000 in the cheapest configuration when you put the Apple Care and you bought the keyboard, which is $200, really expensive. And after you put all the things, you still don't have a feel of a laptop. They want you to do and use your finger all the time, but at the end, finger is fine, pencil is fine. But for artists, for people that actually want to work in the computer, like coding, or they need to answer a lot of emails and they need to switch between tasks, or create a blog and they need to grab a sentence on the topic and make changes, the mouse is always better, and you don't need to push your hand to the screen all the time. It's just give you a typing on the keyboard, moving with your finger, and that's it. The mouse already invented, is really nice, and it's the best tool that we have for interacting with the computers, and now they don't want to use it on the iPad. And we're gonna see here the performance on this new CPU is even better than the one that I have on my MacBook Pro 2016 15-inch top of the line. I got the touch bar with the Core i7 16 gigs of RAM, even the 512 gigs of memory SSD, and of course this laptop right now is like $2,200, comparing with this iPad that cost me $799 plus taxes, plus the Apple Care, plus the keyboard. I'm talking about 1,100 something. It's amazing. It's a huge difference compared with a lot of laptops that we get already. And yeah, the processor is a core processor, and of course in this configuration we just have 4 gigs of RAM. That is the 1 terabyte configuration of the iPad Pro, almost $2,000 that you can buy for, and then you will get 6 gigs of RAM. But I think it's not needed to spend that kind of money, because you're spending more than 1,000 this kind of devices. Really, it's better to go and buy a decent computer or a MacBook if you want to spend a lot of money on the laptop, right? Now we're gonna test different setups. For example, for the new iPad Pro, we said that we're gonna test the USB-C on the iPad Pro. So the first thing we're gonna connect is the HDMI monitor. This is an LG monitor, and to the USB-C type. Turn it on. And there we go. We got signal on the screen, and we see that it's working perfect. Sometimes it's not giving you the whole screen. For example, here for this video, let's open the video. Even if we do the whole screen, you don't get it on the monitor. So for example, that's when I check. But if we go, for example, here to for the photos, we select the photos, and we will see that, yeah, we get the whole screen for the photos. So for example, go down, so the monitor works perfect. Now let's try our hard drive. This hard drive here is a Samsung 500 gigabyte that I use for video editing. I put all my files here. Let's disconnect it. Automatically now it opened the website. It opened this screen here, like my photos and whatever it is, but it doesn't show me anything inside the hard drive, just like that. Normal thing that I use every day with my MacBook Pro, I cannot do it here on my iPad Pro. So for example, let's do like creating an iMovie, that we're gonna edit something in iMovie. So I'm gonna put iMovie, click, create a project, movie, and my hard drive is not here. Can look at, I've been looking everywhere, it doesn't show up. So I cannot use my hard drive, just like that. Okay. So final thoughts about the iPad is, you need it or not? Depend on what you do. If you are an artist that use it for painting, for drawing, for creating whatever you want because you're an artist, I don't know, this iPad is for you. If you are a person that just use it for email, social media, for maybe you have, like I said before, a Shopify store, and you can manage here, you can send your, you can take your orders, you can create your blog post here, you can do, you can go to UPS and ship them because everything is connected. I use Google for that and it works perfect. And I mean, this device, it looks really good. It's a very good device. It feels really good in the hand. We see on the videos online that was a guy that he break it, like doing like they bend it on the back. So it's not so the quality of the build is, it shouldn't be so good because he did it with his hand. He just broke it in parts. But most of that, after that, if we, let me put my face here. After that, I think it's a good device if you want to be on the go, because one important thing is the battery life on this thing. It takes you can work the whole day and never is gonna crash. You can work the whole day with the battery and it will be up and running. I think if you are, and like me, I use it for IT, I need to log into computer SSH, I need to do another blogging like WordPress, and it gets so complicated because I don't have a mouse, then this computer, this device is not for you. I hope Apple next year, they implement the mouse on this, or something like Windows have, like they can have the whole desktop like macOS, and you can switch between macOS and iOS if you want to use just the iPad without the keyboard, right? But once you connect the keyboard, it gives you the access to the macOS. Another thing important, most important for video editors, if you want to use it for that, this is not the device for you. You need a Final Cut to work, or Premiere, or whatever. You cannot do it in this device. I hope Final Cut, they can put they can offer the software here, and that for sure will keep the iPad if they do that. Let's see what happens next year. For now, I think it's the best iPad I've never seen. I feel like the new corners and everything feels like an iPhone 5, an iPhone 5S. I love the design of those phones because it feels better on the hand. And let's see what Apple brings next year. I hope they don't raise the price anymore, because that's another point important here. It's not an entry level now because prices are very high for this device. So let me know in the comments what you think about it, and I see you on the next video.